right. All right, we're going to wait for some people to come in here, and then we're going to get underway here. Hopefully the audio looks good. Looks good. Sounds good. And we'll chop it up and make a little video. This is a continuation of this bag I've been making for, I don't know, last week or so. I haven't worked on it. I did work on it a little bit today off camera because there's so much stuff to work out and figure out. I just figured it would be boring people to tears. If we did it all live. We have like 17-hour shows here. So this is where we're at currently. For the people that haven't seen this bag before, you may want to watch this on the replay. There's a couple more videos that you can skim through to see exactly what I'm doing here. But basically this is a utility bag that I'm going to be using personally. I've kind of gleaned the design from a commercially made bag. But I've made some modifications since the last time I was live, and actually made six of these pockets. So there would be a third one in the center, but I've decided to delete that. And in lieu of, I've made this little slip pocket here you can use for a phone or whatever the case may be. And so basically, this is the bag in its entirety. Finish, it's going to be about 14 by 12 by 4.5 or 5 or so. And on the gusset ends, which is here obviously, there's another pocket, and hopefully we can kind of show you what's going on. Get rid of that. There you go. Sorry about that. It's a little better. Sorry about the image there. I didn't even realize that was going on. So as you can kind of work out here how this is going to look, you get a general idea. This is going to be just a slip pocket in the center here. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to base stitch these pockets on. The lighting's not the greatest here, so that's a little better. I'm going to base these on here, and then this bottom piece will be bonded on here. I'll scratch this the flesh side up a little bit, and I'll bond this on with some glue, and then we'll lay in the strap here to cover up, not only to permanently fix the pockets and make them a lot stronger, but it'll stitch the pocket down at the same time, and that way we'll have a place to attach some kind of a handle. A rolled handle is what I'm thinking I'm going to do here. I'm not really sure yet, but either that or some kind of be similar to something like this. A strap similar to this one with this kind of hardware on it. This might be a little too feminine for my taste, but it'd probably be the easiest strap to make, but it would be a little shorter. So it'd be either this or like a rolled handle with a leather core, similar to something like this. And just a rolled handle. This is a real quick mock-up here. This happens to have a rope core, which I'm not a huge fan of. But it's hard to find some leather that's that thick. I know there's other people that use like drinking water tubing and stuff like that for these kind of handles. I've seen people do that, but I don't know about that. Somewhere in this shop I have a whole bunch of leather core, like 4, 6, and 8 millimeter in diameter somewhere. Don't know where it is. I'm gonna look for it, but anyway, I kind of spent a little bit of time earlier today mocking this up, and this is kind of what I'm going to go with. I deleted that center pocket. We're going to tack these 2 pockets down. We'll just tack the pocket down. It doesn't really matter. And then basically we can continue on here. These pockets are already made. I made those in the last couple videos. I'll have to make 1 more pocket and 3 of these straps. And so that'll be fun. And then pretty much this thing's going to be done. I don't know. I haven't really decided what I'm going to do for the interior yet. I may just leave it alone, or I might. I'm a little concerned. Problem is I'm a little concerned about how much thickness is going to wind up in all these perimeter edges, and once this thing gets assembled inside out, it's going to be pretty stout. I'm afraid of turning this thing. It's going to be difficult. And I don't want to put a bunch of stress on the seams. So I might just forego all that business instead of putting a couple more pockets on the inside and just do a liner. We'll see how much stability the thing has when we're done. If it doesn't have enough stability, I'll probably go ahead and bond in a piece of Bondex in the bottom of this. I'll glue that in. We'll strike some feet on the bottom, and then I'll be kind of forced to put a liner in it because it'll look pretty terrible, to be honest with you. But yeah, let's go from there. If anybody has any questions, most people are probably going to be watching this on a replay. There's a couple other folks that are live now that are way bigger than me that have garnered most people's attention, I'm sure, but that's okay with me. This is the easiest way for me to make these videos instead of trying to go back and edit them. And to be quite honest with you, it's more fun to kind of interact with people that have questions or just want to give me a bunch of crap or whatever the case may be. So if you have anything you want to chat about or whatever the case is, you have questions about anything at all, I don't mind kind of sidebarring and going on to other topics or on tangents or hey, whatever you want to talk about, it's okay with me. So anyway, we're gonna let's see. I'll just snag another camera and we'll go into the other side of the shop here and go from there. So stand by. bit of a delay with the old YouTube, so I gotta make sure that the angles are gonna be good enough anyway. It's kind of one of the bad things about doing live videos, but you know, we do what we can here. Try to make it as interesting as possible. Yeah, that's fine. We'll go with that. All right, so here's the side piece that I've kind of just mocked up and stapled together for right now. And that's going to be on the end of the bag. And there's two of these. Uno, dos. This is kind of a Franken bag. I've made this out of a few different tannages, but it's all Horween. It's all vegetable tan. And it's just kind of leftover stuff that's been kicking around the shop for, I don't know, over a year probably. And I figured, yeah, why not? I want to make myself something. And it's, you know, something to make. Well, as you can see, this is basically the bag I'm recreating here, sort of. I'm deleting this pocket here, and we're going to make it flat. Now this is made out of a textile. This is some kind of waterproof canvas or something. And they've added a lot of stabilizer to, well, no, it's not stabilizer. They've added some piping and stuff in the top of this here, which is bound. And then on the inside, it's got binding and piping that runs all the way around here to give this thing rigidity. It's a pretty stout bag. They've constructed this quite a bit differently than I did. I just didn't want to mess around with putting a separate base on. In retrospect, I probably should have, but it's okay. It's kind of my version of this. So instead of, you know, obviously it's way cheaper to buy this thing than to make it, but hey, you know, I thought, yeah, I went and bought this. I thought, oh, this is gonna be perfect for what I need it for. It's just a tool bag. And I thought, it's gonna make one out of leather for fun. So there you go. That's kind of what we're making there. We're making it out of leather. And in my kind of iteration, if you will. So I need to make one pocket, 3 more straps, and then we can kind of really get busy here. These guys were 17 inches, I believe, if I remember right. Let's see. Yep, 17 inches. So 17 by 2 to make this strap. And it's just folded over in the center. I skived this thing full length, and then we'll double it up like this, and then just attach it. It'll work out really well. So I need 3 more of those, and then we also need a pocket that we'll worry about a little later. I have no way to really monitor comments or anything like that in here, nor the audio or anything else for that matter, so we're just going to kind of wing it and hope everything is good to go. I'll try to move along as quickly as possible, not to bore everybody to tears. You know, everybody's different. Some people really like these long-winded videos. Other people don't. The average watch time on these long ones is like less than 15 minutes, so pretty much tells me that there's not a ton of interest, to say the least here. Okay, let's see. Here's what it is. A little wasteful here, but it's okay. I don't mind. You might hear that the wind is a pretty blustery day up here today. It's actually snowing outside, or it was. Not snowing anymore, but it was, and it's supposed to tonight. So that's always going to be good for a good time around this place. Shelby's working. She's about 40 minutes south of us, but she's good to go. She has a Jeep. Not worried about her. She's got all the skills, so she's good to go. If it gets too crazy, she's pretty savvy enough to just head on home. Because when it snows around here, people get pretty silly. Not a lot of skilled people around these parts for some reason, which is kind of shocking because, I mean, if you've grown up around here, and you've been around these, here all the time, your whole life or whatever, you've been in the snow. But my suggestion, and I'll get off the snow soapbox, is if you can't drive in the snow or you are afraid to drive in weather, just stay home. And save all of us a lot of grief. Okay, there's 3, good to go. And now we want to make one more pocket, this pocket, the center one. And that thing is, it was 8 inches by 8 by 6, I believe. Yes, 8 by 6. So let's set this guy out of the way for now. And then we'll just cut another pocket. It's super unorganized and messy in here. If Shelby was working up here, she would freak out. There we go. Okay, so this is... just get this one out of the way. So this ruler is 6.5, and we're just gonna make it close enough to whatever. I don't know. It's 8.5, something like that. What did I say? 6 by 8. So I'm just gonna make quickly 3 sides that are square, and then this one parallel to the other long one. And then, I know I need it to be 6 inches. This is 6.5, so I'm going to take, butt this up against my straight edge here, and then I have a 1/2 inch piece, and then a bigger, I don't know what diameter, this is a big, I can't remember what it is, 90? Oh no, 60 millimeter diameter rotary blade, because my smaller one won't go above this, and then I'm just going to rip 1/2 inch off here very quickly and accurately. Just good to go. So I have the 6-inch dimension. And then we want to make this, I'm probably not going to be able to see this, but sorry about that. And then we'll just make this, hang this off the edge here, so this is perfectly square. And now we have our pocket done. And this just needs to be skived on all 4 edges, and then we'll fold one edge over, stitch it up, and whammo, we're done. These need to be trimmed down. Now, so these are going to be 2 by 17. Same scenario here. We'll just hang that off the edge there just a little bit and trim it off. And then we're going to go with 17 inches on this guy. Let's see. Easiest way to do this. There's 17. This just over here. Hey Tammy, this has been 3 sessions so far. I probably have another, I don't know, a couple hours maybe, depending on, and not including the liner, something like that. So all told, I mean, if I really just sat there and worked on it, I could probably get it done in, I don't know. And if I knew what I was doing, that's the problem, is I'm kind of like just making this crap up as I go. If I had everything, if it was dialed in, start to finish, maybe 3 or 4 hours, if I knew what I was doing. But you're kind of just, there's a lot of trial and error going on. lots of trial and error when we're just kind of, building something with, a drawing or, something that you've never built before. It's pretty time consuming, as you know. Might get a little loud here. Now, people seem to have a lot of problems with their bell skivers and such, and the key to the majority of most people's problem is a dull knife. The material doesn't want to feed through the feet, through the machine or whatever the case may be. 99% of the time, it's a dull knife. Sometimes I have to sharpen this 2 or 3 times per project. You got to keep in mind that this leather is really abrasive for these blades. You have to have very sharp tools in order to be successful with skivers. And you keep that blade sharp, you're good to go. And you see how much it's like butter. And you can tell when these things start getting dull because they start making noise, almost like it's dragging. They're sharp when you don't hear that dragging noise. Yeah. I don't usually recommend, people skive this length, but especially if you have a sharp knife, you're good to go. But you have to watch out for the flesh on the bottom side of this thing because it'll get jammed up in there, work itself around again, come back through your feed, your feed stone there, take up all the space that's underneath the blade, and you will pop a hole through this in a second. And I'm not saying it's not going to happen because it does happen. Then you just have to make another piece. You hope that you have enough material. Now the trick is to put some aspiration or a vacuum under here. That's what I normally do, but we've been out of the shop for 9 months and we used the vacuum for, I don't know, I think it's down in the garage. We were vacuuming cars out and stuff with it, so it needs to come back up here, and usually be vacuuming that stuff out, and you have no problems with the flush then. If you don't have a vacuum and you don't want to deal with that or the noise or whatever, just make sure that your material is evacuating from underneath the machine. These things, I'm going on a tangent, but it is what it is. I don't think I have it anymore. I don't see the part, but is that it? No, underneath these things in the front, there's a little knob here that had a little piece of sheet metal that hangs inside the bell knife. And the idea of it is supposed to drag and catch the material and evacuate it. Yeah, that doesn't work. Actually makes things worse in my opinion. So I took mine out, which was a big help. The biggest help was the vacuum. There's some manufacturers there's an Italian manufacturer of skivers that make a machine that has built-in evacuation. Those machines are like $12,000 or something. Yeah, totally unnecessary, really. $49 shop vac works awesome. Or if you're lucky, you can just almost not even worry about it. And like I said, I found that if you keep the blade very, very sharp, you won't have any issues at all. So don't be afraid of the skivers. And a lot of people don't want to work with leather because they're afraid of the tools or the machines or whatever. It's just don't be intimidated by it. Just do it. It's trial and error. Now this leather it's vegetable tanned, but it's a fairly soft temper, so you can work with this and you can skive it. A lot of people say, "Oh, you can't skive veg tan leather on those skiving machines, this and that." Well, that's true for like tooling leather or saddle leather. Yeah, you're not going to skive that, but you're not going to skive that with hand tools either. So, you got to take with what people say on the internet and stuff like that and YouTube videos with a grain of salt. Because to quite honest with you, they don't know what they're talking about. And I'm not afraid to tell them they're not afraid to know what they're talking about. Because most of them don't know what they're talking about. I mean, I barely know what I'm talking about. But if I say something, I'm pretty confident in what I'm saying. And just don't let people lie to you. You know, if you have questions about something, and you think something's fishy, well, number one, it probably is. Or if you just don't know and someone's telling you something, you might want to check with someone that knows before you do something or buy something crazy. You know, just a word of advice. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Okay, that's going to be a little, it's going to be a little 1/2 inch fold here to give me a finished edge. And I'll bond that down with some glue or tape or whatever. And then we will stamp my logo in here, and that pocket's done. These 3 straps here, we'll put some tape. I can't fast forward the video, but you can later if you want. If you're on the replay gang. But these straps are made very similarly to the way most bag makers make their stuff. It's just this is a 2-inch strap to start with, and then when you're done folding it all over, you're net with a 1-inch wide and works with 1-inch hardware. And so we skived this. The original weight of this leather is 3.5 ounces, and I skived it down to 2 ounces. So when you're done, we're going to have 4 ounces of thickness. I hope that makes sense. And I hope you can see this view because I have no idea. Let me check. Hello everybody. Like I said, I have no way to really monitor the comments. I just wanted to see if I could make sure the camera is good enough. And it is, so we'll go from there. Someone said winging it. Yes, we're winging it. And winging it is fun, but kind of time consuming because sometimes you make mistakes and you gotta either figure out a way around those mistakes or remake stuff. I try not to remake stuff, but yeah, it happens. I'm not really too concerned about the materials. It's pretty much sunk cost at this point. You know, I mean, this stuff's not cheap at all. This leather is expensive and hard to get. But you know, we've had it around for so long that, especially this hide, I'm not really too concerned about it. To be honest with you. And the bag's kind of a Franken bag. It's got several different tannages. I think it's kind of cool. It's not all matchy-matchy. So I'm going to try to make it not look like a handbag. It's a masculine merce. I'm not going to carry it around like a lady's handbag. Well, I'm not too concerned about that either, but sometimes I get a lot of crap for making women's handbags. But hey, man, you know, we first started this crafting business back in 2018. We started out by making wallets and small carry goods, and all by hand. And actually, Shelby still makes those. We have some. Let me show you. A little sidebar. But, you know, that's the fun thing about these vlogs and I can do what I want. Let's see. Yeah. I don't know where the rest of them are, but this is the kind of stuff that she was making. She still does make them, actually. There's these little card walls. These are all handmade, hand stitched, hand burnished. I can't say they're hand cut because we have clicker dies that make all this stuff that are exactly perfect, except the radiuses. We put the radiuses in with tools. This is a beautiful one. This is a natural veg in the middle that will age. It's getting darker already just from the UV lights. You can probably see, I don't know if you can see that on camera, but you see how the top part of that has a little bit of a suntan. And that's just being from exposed to UV. And the more you handle this thing with your natural skin oils, the nicer it'll be. This is a combination of oh, this is all Italian veg and all this stuff. These little cool card holders. And she makes these passport holders here. Really nice stuff. I like that. That's a nice touch. It's cute. Yeah. So anyway, if you guys have any interest in those, make sure you send Shelby a message. I'm sure she'd make you a good deal on them. As we're not making those currently for our shop. So basically, we're just doing this. I'm just doing this as pretty much as a hobby right at the moment, which is really kind of refreshing, to be honest with you. I don't have to worry about nothing. I just come up here and do what I want when I want, and that's it. Who knows? You know, you just never know. Things change. Okay, so 3, there we go, 4 straps. So I'm going to figure out where the center is so I don't run the tape up too high. And I'll put tape on all 4 of these dudes. And put the hardware in, and then we'll put some tape on the other side, and then we can get to making here. Still have to put the other 2 pockets on, which is a little time consuming because I've glued them down. I could double-sided tape them. I could try that. Might be a little faster. I don't know. We'll have to see. Let's see here. Where's the... This is not necessarily the hardware I wanted to use, but it's the hardware that I have. I thought I had a bunch of oval stuff, but I don't. Let's just tape this down too. Why not? Should be fine. Usually would glue that, but okay. I think that's good. Let's go to the other, well, back in the other shop. And make some marks and put some pockets on. And then we can start stitching this up. Or we can just stitch this side up and call the video good for today. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe this. What do you guys want to see? You want to see the continuation of the layout on this side, or should I start stitching this up and call this a video? So we are currently, tell me how long we've been on? 45 minutes already, good grief. Long-winded. Said this a million times. This is my trusty old Conso 255. This is a Seiko built machine. This is my first industrial machine we ever got. I bought this on the Facebook marketplace for like $600, I want to say. The only thing I've done to it was I cleaned it up and put a servo motor on it with a speed reducer, and that's pretty much it. This is basically my top stitcher. That's all I use this old girl for. She's been around the block. It's not wore out, but it's not new. This is an A&E brand nylon, bonded nylon thread in size 92, and I use that on top and bottom. I use that exclusively, and we always use contrasting colors for all of our stitching. I just think it looks really cool, and that's kind of one of our trademarks is the bold contrast stitching on our stuff. As you can see from like this bag, I just think that looks really cool. Might be a little passe, kind of like some designer jeans, you know, with the big fat thread, but I don't care, I like it. Okay, I'm just gonna go over here to this machine. Should be able to see that. And we'll emboss the logo in there. Make sure it's not upside down. And just kind of like pretty much just eyeball it as long as it's straight. And then I just use another little piece of brass. This is another logo that I use, so I don't have to keep constantly adjusting the clicker. And that's our net result there. I don't know if you can see that or not, but hopefully you can. Okay, this is going to be a little bit of a chore to make sure that this stuff is square and lined up right. I don't have any witness marks whatsoever, so I'm going to have to do some measuring, and then we'll put some double-sided tape on here. I'm just going to kind of do a dry layout first. So I've managed to put the bag on a kind of a straight line here on my mat. It's straight enough. And then I kind of get an idea. So I know this is square. This is running along square along this edge, and so the 6-inch line and this line. It's close enough. And so I can see here that between the 10 and 11, and then probably the 16 and 17, right? So this two, from 10 and a half to 16 and a half is what? That's 6 inches, right? Yeah. So that's kind of going to be my witness marks, if you will. Let's see if I can. The trick is to get this square. Whoops, just bumped the camera. And then the other trick is what do we want for spacing here and what's going to look good. So I'm going to have some binding on the top, I think. These that are all incorporated to this little liner. I haven't decided yet. So that ought to be pretty good. There. What is this? What is this dimension? Let's make it 1 3/4 just for fun. Okay. Let's do it that way. That'll work. Although I need to tack that down first. Yeah, let's see. Let's gamble. Just gamble. I'm trusting my glue. Okay, so we wanted 1 3/4 here. So there. Between the 9 and the 10 and 11. And I got to make sure that this is somewhat square. Okay, there's that. Now, need more tape. So this is between, get that out of the way, 16 and 17. Somewhere in there. Hopefully that's square looking. And then when we're all done, that piece will fold down there and cover everything up. And we'll just stitch right over the top of this, like we meant to do it. This is going to be the trick right here on this side, is getting around this, but I'll get it done. This side actually laid down nicer than the other side did, so I'll be a little more aware when I put the other two pockets on, is to kind of flare that out a little bit so I have somewhere to stitch. There'll be a little bump right there, but yeah, it's okay. Measurements here. One final check. Let's see. 6 inches on center. I mean, I don't think we can get any closer than that. I don't think we can get any closer than that. Okay, so I'm going to bond that down, but first we need to rough that up a little bit to give it a little tooth, if you will. There you go. The hidden signature. Now this leather is stuffed, hot stuffed with oils and tannins, so it doesn't really like adhesive that much, but it'll be good enough for our intended use here. I also let the flash off for a second. Okay, I'm done messing around. It's starting to look like something now. Yeah, it's very Frankenstein. She's a Frankenstein bag. 100%. Gotta stitch along this bottom edge first just to kind of lock this bad boy in here. If you guys can get a better angle. Let's see. Fiddle around with the cameras here real quick. Maybe. Yeah, this is going to be tricky. But we can do it. Probably should have tacked the other side. I'm going to definitely tack on first before I top stitch this. This is just, these pockets are just held on with glue. What's the matter, bud? Maverick, come here. Mav, come here, bud. The dog's afraid of the wind. Come here. Oh, it's okay. Come lay down. Come lay down. It's okay. That's old Maverick over there. She's afraid. She knows she's not supposed to be up here, but she's afraid of the wind. Come here, bud. Come on. Come on. What you doing? You afraid of that wind? You say hi to everybody, old girl? Yeah. You stinky old dog. You stinky old dog. Okay, go lay down. It's okay. Go lay down. on, get out of the way. Move. You gotta get a move, bud. Go there. Go on, lay down. Go lay down over there. Go on. Bye-bye. Go on, you're in my way. Go on. There you go. Okay. Swing around to this machine here. Those pockets. I should have done that before, but too late now. On this side here. Right out of the way, Matt. Come on. Move. Now, I wish I hadn't have done that. I wish I would have tacked those straps on first, but that's how we're looking so far. I wish I would have stitched those straps on first, but that's okay. I'll just oh well. That's okay. Order of operations, you know. It is what it is. Now, so now I need to decide if I'm going to how I'm going to manage this. I'm going to start here. I think I'm going to start here. no return. So probably can't see that needle, but when you turn the corner, ooh, that was probably a big mistake. Yikes. That's probably a big mistake. Let's see. So when I turn this corner, I'm gonna be on top of that hardware. I was gonna say, once you start turning the corner, you want to make sure your needle is in the up stroke. If not, you're gonna skip a stitch when you turn. Yeah, I'm in trouble. So what I'm gonna do is I started that stitch line. Shouldn't have done that, because now I can't turn the corner. This is what happens when you take this much time off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end that stitch right there. And the way I'm going to accomplish that is I just basically finish that stitch and pull the work out. Give me enough slack. And then cut this off, and then I'll just take and tie both those stitches behind. And then I'll just start at the bottom and I'll run up and end there, because I can't turn the corner with this big bump here. That's my mistake. So I'm just going to pull these to the back and tie them off. And then we'll do the best I can to start at the bottom and then wind up in those exact same holes at the top, and then no one will be none the wiser, right? I mean, after all, it is just a work bag. But for those of you who have been around a while, you know kind of I try to make things as nice as I can. Okay, so that's on the, I want to make sure I'm on the inside, so make sure I'm on the inside, because I have a zipper foot, a left-only zipper foot on here. That's the foot I keep on here all the time. So this side is just inside foot only. So I want to make sure I start on the left side. And go up. Right here, and then I'll go down on the other side. But on this side, I think I can start from here and go all the way, because I have enough room to turn the corner. Let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. Now, one thing I don't like about this machine, so as you can see I don't know if you can see it or not, but this machine has just barely, I don't know, maybe a ½ inch of clearance. Maybe it's a little more than 1 finger length or height. Whereas this machine, it's like I can put my whole finger under here. So this is a much more capable machine than this guy is. But this one, the Seiko built machine, is the top stitch is way better in my opinion. That's kind of the Juki I use as a construction machine, essentially. I keep darker threads in it, and then this one I keep as my top stitcher. I always keep white thread in it. Okay, so since I messed that up, what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to do the same exact thing. I'm going to make sure I start and stop in the same kind of general area, and then I'll just pull this starting thread back to the back because it's already tacked down here. So I'm not really worried about strength, but I should have put the strap on and then put this over the top and then stitch that on. Again, order of operations, but since we all know this is my first time making this piece, and it is a work bag, I gotta keep that in mind. One more stitch out of that. Oh boy, I don't know. I don't think so. I'm just going to turn the corner now. I probably just did the same thing to myself. It doesn't matter. I can start it. If it does, I'll start right down here and go to the top. I don't know, I might be able to turn the corner this time, but we'll see. Upstroke. Now we go as far as we can. You have to get the needle up high enough in order for the effective height of the center to go up. So the more you crank it, you can't see it on camera, but the more the center foot goes up. Yeah, that's... I might totally scar my leather there. Let me see if I can grab a piece of scrap. You know what? I'm not even going to gamble. I'm just going to I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to pull this through, get the needle out of the work, and then we'll just tie it off and start at the bottom. I'm not going to risk it, because if I scar the leather there, I'll be very mad at myself. That stitch is crooked. Like, crooked as a politician. Oh well. Look how crooked it is. That's one downfall for, one of the downfalls of contrasting stitches is you got to be pretty spot on, or it sticks out like a sore thumb. That's okay. Not too worried about it. What's going on here? Okay, there we go. Hello. Yes. Yeah, texting. But I'm live with I'm live with my sewing friends. So you're on camera. You're on candid camera. Yes. Yeah. I don't care. A pound and a half, maybe. Mm-hmm. If not, no big deal. Okay. Bye. Shelby on the phone. This one. She's getting there. All right, so now 2 more stitch runs on this strap, and then this side is done. And then we're gonna do just basically rinse and repeat for the other side. Do all the layout marks and all that stuff, and then just repeat the same stuff. So for all of you guys, all 11 of you, wow, that's 11. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to see all the layout and bonding the pockets and stitching and do the same process over again, or would you rather me do that off camera? So on camera, put a 1 in the chat, or off camera, put a 2. You're not going to hurt my feelings either way. If you guys want to see it, the majority wins here. Who want me to show it on camera, I will on the next one, or we'll do we'll get all the 2s, then I'll do it off camera, and then we'll just do the final assembly and whatnot on the next video. One for yes, 2 for no. I'm the same way. I like watching everything too. I could watch this stuff for hours. I watch the craziest stuff on YouTube, you guys. I watch, like, it's almost like what do you call that when it's just sound? ASMR or whatever what it's called. But anyway, these Japanese videos, the Japanese or Korean like market cookers, like, you know, when they're making like mass amounts of food for the markets in Asia, and the way that those people go about it is just amazing. Their cleanliness and attention to detail and everything is just so perfect. I can watch that for hours, and it's just, Shelby just shakes her head. She cannot believe I watched 5 seconds of that stuff. But I don't know. I just find it so intriguing and interesting. I watch some pretty weird stuff on YouTube. Remarkably, I don't really watch a lot of makers on YouTube though. So why that is, I don't know. There's not that many that I know of that are. doing this kind of stuff. I mean, maybe there is. I just haven't found them or whatever. I know a lot of bag makers on YouTube, but not doing this kind of stuff. Not of this medium anyway. Okay, so plus or minus close enough is what we're gonna do. It's about an 1/8 inch, slightly over an 1/8 inch margin here. And you gotta be pretty sure of yourself, because once you poke a hole in leather, you are married to it. There is no going back. So if your line is crooked, that's it. She's crooked. You can't. There's no seam ripping in leather. Okay, I'm going to cheat on this last stitch because it's slightly short. And that's it. And people ask me, why do you drag the thread out at the top and not just, well, because the release mechanism on this doesn't really work that well. And if I just pull it down here by the needle, it constantly puts pressure on that needle, and eventually they'll break. I replace my needles often enough not to really worry about them breaking, but if you've ever had one break, it's not fun. Especially if you're in the middle of a stitch run or jumping over crazy geometry. Yeah, it's not cool. Yeah, but how many other bag makers do you know on YouTube that are working with leather? I mean, is there that many? I don't know. Maybe there is. Okay, 2 more stitch runs and this side's done. More than you think, but not on the Facebook bag groups. Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty bad about the Facebook bag groups. I'm not even really part of any of them anymore. The only ones I don't even hang out that much in Lauren's, but I visit her page quite more than anybody's. Hark. What's that? My sprinkler system warning me about a freeze delay. Yeah, no kidding. Okay, come on. I can't start from this top. So guess what I gotta do? I gotta change the foot, which I never do. Don't even know if I have a right only foot. Should. I have a right only foot. Let's see. Aha. There we go, because I want to make sure, I don't want this to fall into the ditch and then now I'm in big trouble. Big trouble. So I'm just going to switch this guy out. You keep your foot away from the, be better off turning the machine off. But they live dangerously. Do not do what I do. Don't get me wrong, I love our community and all the great makes, but it's refreshing to see new stuff that no one in the community is making regularly. Oh, yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I don't. I've made other people's designs in the past, and you know, I quit doing it. I don't do it anymore. I've got long story. I mean, I've been around quite a while. I don't know how long you've been in the community, but if you want to call it that, I use that term, you know, kind of loosely. There's a lot of drama. Yeah, you know what I mean? And I just stay totally away from that crap because, man, I just have no time or patience for that stuff. You know, so I get a lot of hate from people. Oh, you're, you know, blah, 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 this and that. I'm like, fine, whatever. I won't make your stupid pattern. You know, it's free publicity for you. But you're too stupid to figure that out, so cool. I'll just do my own thing. And that's what I'm doing. I'll just do my own thing. Let's see if we're gonna make it. Are we gonna make it? Oh, I wish I could zoom in, but boop, that's going right in there. Man. I got lucky on that one. Lucky on that one. So anyway, I just try to do things that are fun and, you know, provide some value for people, and you know, may just like to be interested in looking at this kind of stuff like me. I just think it's a lot more fun to do these in a live platform so I can interact with people versus just recording it, because, man, it's boring. It's dull and boring, and I'd rather just do it organically and show my mess ups and how I fix the mess ups. And I don't have the perfect lighting, and I don't have the perfect everything, and you know, I think that's a lot more genuine than, you know, the beautiful setups and the super cool cinematography. Well, I like that stuff, but that's not what I'm not what I'm about, right? I'm not a cinematographer and videographer and all that crap. I'm a maker, and I like making YouTube videos. So I don't know. And I always tend to make them way too frickin' long. Some people will watch them all, a lot of people don't. And that's cool. Man, I wish they did. Maybe someday I could have a really big channel, and I can just make a living doing YouTube videos, making bags. That would be rad. I have to be careful what I wish for, though, because it's hard to do a lot of things and stay healthy doing them. I took a 9-month break, you know, and during that 9-month period of time, a lot of my ailments were corrected. So that tells me that, you know, I need to really be cognizant of what I'm doing here with this leather making stuff. Neck problems and nerve problems in my hands and pain in my hands and stuff. Yeah, gotta be careful. Anyway, there's one more to go, and that side is done. I'm super happy with that. This pocket's basically useless, maybe for a cell phone or something, but I think it looks cool. So let's stitch this last one up, and I think we'll call that the video. I got, out of 15 people, I got 1, 2, 3 ones. And the one was, if you wanted to watch me build the entire other end, or you'd rather me do that off camera, and in the next video we just do the remainder of the build. It was 15 people. Oh, let's see, leather makers I follow on YouTube. Hans Altair, Coco Media, others. Philip Jury of Leather Masterclass, Ryan from Quarter Leather, Little King Goods, Diesel Punk Row. I know who Quarter Leather is. That guy has a huge channel, sponsored by big leather companies and stuff. Little King Goods, he's got a big channel too, Canadian dude. Diesel Punk Row, not familiar with that. I don't know about any master classes, and yeah, I'll have to check those out. You do have a pretty sweet camera setup. I'm jealous. I only film with my camera phone. I did too, until I couldn't, because the only way to do this live without moving the camera all around is to do what I'm doing. And it seems, so far, it seems to be pretty good. And then I have a little wireless lavalier mic, so the audio sounds decent. I figured, you know, if the camera stuff's not that great, at least the audio will be good. Because I think a lot of people just have this stuff running in the background while they're doing other stuff. You know what I mean? So they're making stuff at the same time, and I mean, that's what I like to do when I'm watching videos and making stuff. I like to listen to podcasts and stuff like that. I'm not sure about the other videos that other people are making, if they're just kind of doing a vlog style, you know, just rambling about nonsense like I do, or if they're actually talking about their process. I mean, I do a little sprinkling of that here and there, but I just ramble about nonsense, let's be honest. Let's see if I get so lucky here on this one. A little hung up here. Oh, it's in the back. Okay. Yikes, I wonder if my stitches got short there. Whoa. Caught it in time. Let's see if I can land in that last stitch. Ooh, it's gonna be close. Nope, this one's gonna be a little long. That is what it is. I can't stand to have a super short stitch, and I don't think it would work anyway, so it's gonna be a little long. That's pretty much it for this this video. If I got some more ones and twos in the chat, that'd be cool for me, because then I'll know what you guys really want to do. I might wait to see what the replay gang says. So people watching on the replay, if you want to see the continuation of this build and completion, if you want to see how I did this, did this side again on the opposite side with the layout and the witness marks and the gluing and the pre-assembly and all that stuff, let me know in the chat, and then I'll know whether or not I need to build this off camera, and then we'll just continue the next video, you know, finishing this main assembly of the bag, or if you want to see basically what I did today again, if that makes sense, which is probably doesn't make sense since you could just watch it again. I don't know. But it will be live, so you know, we can chit chat or whatever the case may be. I'm not doing any more pre-recorded videos unless it's specific on one thing, one detail, or something like that. It's boring, and I don't have time to edit videos. This is organic and fun for me, and that's the way we're going to do it. Yeah, I really like doing it, for sure. I just have to be, you know, like I said, cognizant of how much I'm doing with what. Yeah, I think I don't know what your name is, the Hollow Bag Creations, but if you have, I think the best way to do that would be just have them send me an email. I gotta take a tally, because if you know, I don't mind running another batch. But I don't want, you know, I don't want them sitting around either. So if I know I have them pre-sold or something like that, that's more motivation for me. And then we can run them. It's no problem at all. This is what she's referring to, is these zipper jigs. I know a lot of people have them. I know a lot of people are making these too. They're not making them out of aluminum, and they're not double-sided. But you can get them on the internet now all over the place. They're made out of acrylic. So if they didn't want to spend the money on these aluminum ones that I made, then you can get the acrylic ones for sure. They're not exactly like this, but they're similar. Yeah, so let me know in the old chat down there what you guys want to do, but that's going to wrap it up for this. This video is long enough as it is right now. So far, looks like people want to see the conclusion on another video, but I might just, I don't know, I might just wrap it up. And then on our next video, we can move forward and go from there. All right. Obviously, most of you have probably subscribed to my YouTube channel, but if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel and you're just running across this, certainly would appreciate you hitting the old subscribe button, hit the like button, share it with your friends, and yeah, we're just going to keep on making bags. Until next time, we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.